Welcome back to another exciting episode of Living the Florida Lifestyle with the Baker Global Team. I'm Michael Baker, and I'm here with
Patricia Baker.
And we are partners with the real estate firm of RE/MAX Alliance Group here in Bradenton, Sarasota. Mom, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Mike. Excited for today's episode because we're diving into a topic that many buyers don't fully understand. Why you should absolutely use a realtor when buying a new construction home. And we understand you can drive in there all by yourself, but you still need us.
That's right. There's a big misconception out there that you don't need a realtor when buying new construction. Some buyers think that the builder's sales team has their back, which most time they do, but we're going to break down why you really need a realtor.
And not only that, but we'll be tackling another big question: why some people are hesitant to work with a realtor in general, whether it's fear of extra costs or misinformation. We're here to clear all that money stuff up today.
Plus, later in the episode, we're going to be sharing some of the best upcoming events. You realize it's spring training season right here in Sarasota, Bradenton. And if you're looking for something fun to do, stick around.
And if you really are a baseball fan, you know, not me, but the other side of me is an umpire or was an umpire. And don't forget, if you're enjoying the podcast, hit that subscribe button, leave us a review, and share this with someone who might find it helpful.
All right, Mom, let's get this thing going. Why do you need a realtor when buying new construction?
The common misconception is we're not needed. They can drive in. You can drive in any driveway and you can go into the house. You can walk through the model homes. And many people do that just to see how they can decorate their home. But what is the difference between using a realtor that you bring in and just using the realtor sitting at that desk? The one thing is your realtor knows who you are. And I have been with clients, and obviously the object of the person sitting there is to sell a home. So if you have I want to buy a single family home. Perfect. Here's a 5,000 square foot home. You love it. You love it. You love it. It's only the two of you and you're downsizing. But guess what? You gave all of the buy signals and they're going to try to sell you that house. And I'm standing there and I know it's not the house for you. And I can guide you to the house that is good for you. Whether it's a townhome, maybe you fall in love with the townhome and the person said, I love this townhome. Sure, she loves them because there's 3 of them and she loves showing all of them. Doesn't matter to her which one you buy. I know you just had knee surgery and you really don't want to be going up and down stairs all day long. So maybe I would say, this is a lovely townhome for you, but let's just look at the one that has the master downstairs. And I've run into people after the fact who did not use a personal realtor and they bought the wrong house. And they realize after they're in that it's the wrong house. It's the wrong configuration for them. It's not part of their lifestyle. We walk with you. We talk with you. We've had conversations with you. We know about your kids. We know how often the grandkids come down, how many children you're planning to have. So you don't buy a 1-bedroom if you just got married and you want 5 kids. So that's what we do. And we know you. And it's important to know you. So when we ask questions, it's how do we prepare you for the right house? And if you just walk in, you don't get that service.
And sometimes it's overwhelming because you think about down here. We have many new communities and we've got many builders in many of these communities. So you're not only dealing with one builder. When you walk into a model homes line, there might be 4 or 5 different builders there. So you don't know exactly which house, the deal. There's a lot of questions to be asked, and you're dealing with a different salesperson in each house, each builder. The nice thing about having a realtor in there, we help answer the questions. We help ask the questions to make sure that this house is the right fit for you and that the neighborhood works for you. And like I said, there's a whole lot of different communities that we can take you around to and show you and give you an opportunity to see, maybe grasp the area at best to be able to help you make a decision. We're not looking to take away from anybody. We're looking to help you make a better decision.
I think the funniest story out there is there was a man who went in and he looked at the houses, and he and his wife were in communication, and he sent her up a couple of pictures. That's the house I want. Okay. Well, that's the house I want is not what he heard. He heard, this is the house I want. So he and the agent bought the house. And then he goes and he gets his wife and he drives up to his house. And she said, that's not the house I wanted. So he had bought the wrong house. Probably wouldn't have happened if he had used his own realtor, just because of the many times of communication. And even if one person is not going to be here, I still talk to the wife or the husband before we actually sign it. So it's just a matter of how we sell is entirely different. They sell their house, they sell the community, they know it. They work for the builder and they know their side. I work for you. And so I know you. And as a result, I can help put you into the right house. Much better to have that discussion before you buy than find out afterwards that was the wrong house.
Well, face it, the builder sales, they're selling inventory. They're selling a lot. They're selling inventory of what they have. Once they are done selling them, they move on to another community. We're staying in the area. We're not going anywhere. We know all the communities. We know the new communities that are coming on. We know the construction areas that are being talked about. We're talking about with the growth that's happening. So if that community is not the right one for you, we know to keep looking and to keep talking to you to come up with a game plan that works for you. And that's what we're here for.
And I will tell you, it's not something that used to happen. It's happening today. I met a gentleman the other day, and he had about October, he bought a townhome, and he and his wife moved in, and it's too small. And so they went across this way and they're looking. Guess what? That one townhome is really what they wanted. It would have saved them a whole bunch of if they had actually gone around and not been, and if they were two different builders. So when you're going with one of us, we take you to Lennar, Dreamfinders, DGB, who else? To Horton.
D.R.
We take
Horton,
you to
Pulte.
all the different builders. Whereas if you are just talking to one builder, they're selling their house. They don't care about if you don't ever go to somebody else's. And it's just we have really our and even though they do take good care of you, the other thing is we always require the you to have a home inspection on the home prior to your going in and owning it. The builders don't mind us doing that. They don't mind at all. You just pay to have a home inspection. It's a big house and it's a big investment for you. Is their inspector, they have inspectors that they go through it with. They're not going to ask an outsider to come in and do it for them because they would be like telling you, well, I need to be checked. But they don't mind if we say we want to check you. And many times we find some electrical not hooked up. The screws aren't in the panel, the electrical panel. The painting wasn't done all across the room. There's just so many little things that can be missed and they are found. Sometimes we've even had water not hooked up to the sewer. Minor problem there, except when you move into the house and you flush the toilet the first time, you don't want to see it. So that's why we make sure that we get you an inspector and we really look at that house.
Well, I've been out on a couple of times. We've gone out with the walkthrough. It's with the blue tape, and you're looking for the dings that aren't there. This is after or before the inspector. This is an opportunity to go through with the client and the builder, talk and look for the dings that are in the walls that aren't there. Because I'm not short, I reach above panels and up doorways, and I was in a house and they put the frame up, but they didn't attach it to the wall. There was a 1 inch gap between the frame and the wall. And I brought the builder over to me, and I put his hand up there. He goes, "Oh, that's not good." So yeah, sometimes it's amazing how you get contractors in there, you get other people in there doing the work, and they don't have necessarily somebody always coming behind them. And that's where we are an extra set of eyes. I like to say, once you're dealing with us, you're always a part of our family. We like to think of it that way. So we're always there. We're always going to be there to help you answer questions. If something does pop up, we know how to negotiate with the builder to get something taken off to help you out as well. It's not extra fees for you because builders do pay us. It's not one of those things where you have to come to. And with our buyer's agreements, when you're buying a retail house, a resale house, we sometimes we have to negotiate where the buyer, has to pay us now with the new rules. The builders are doing that concessions and paying us directly. Mom, you've been around the market. You've seen where the builders have offered huge concessions.
Well, not only are they paying us commissions, right now our market is slow. No matter what anybody says, when you look at the builder and you find out they're paying us as realtors 4% and giving us $5,000 and $6,000 bonuses, that means the market's slow because they do a lot of advertising. And I know Pat Neal used to look at me and say, "How come I do all the advertising and you bring in the buyer?" I go, "Well, they just don't understand because we're out there working as hard as they are." But yeah, when you start to see the interest rates or commission dollars going up, that doesn't come out of your money. And if you went in without a realtor, you don't get it, and they don't take it off the price. That money is split. They know approximately how many homes are going to be sold with a realtor and without a realtor. And so that money for our commission is spread all through the community. So they won't take it off if you don't have a realtor. And it's just something that, and we love to look at new homes and we love to see what you're going to do. And then even funner is watching, going to your house after you move in and seeing how you decorated it. So
Absolutely.
it's fun. I love real estate. I love new homes. I love resales. Obviously, we list homes, so we like the resale market as well. But it's totally different. It's totally different. But as a result of being active in the new markets, when one of those homes comes up for sale, we know the history of the homes, we know the history of the HOAs, we know the history of the area around it. Sometimes you won't know that. And sometimes we have copies of documents that nobody else has after 10 years. But guess what? 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I sold a house in there. I have a copy of it. So we're really a valuable resource to you. Don't think of us as money. Think of us as a new friend and someone who can help you make this big decision.
And some of the great things about dealing with a new construction community is that the builders do have ability to offer incentives and interest rate reductions, and that's a way to help out you as the buyer to come in at a lower interest rate. But there's also ways that with the other incentives that they make up for it. The builders are there to sell a house. And with us there to help you, we're there to help negotiate the best deal for you to get you that house that you want so that in 1, 3, 5, 10 years, you're still happy. One of the things I do know when I've dealt with a new build and a sale is I'm always marked down when the 3 month, 6 month, 1 year, 2 year inspection times roll around where you have to double check with when's it time to have the builder come through and do a walkthrough again. So I stay on top of that stuff so that you don't always have to remember it. Sometimes, obviously, you're going to, but I'm there to help you remember some of the stuff that happened at the closing table that you need to follow up on, as far as making sure that, hey, you got to file your homestead exemption the first of the year after the first year you're in there. There's a lot of things that we do as realtors that once the sale's done, you're not done with us. We're there constantly. We're there. We're always going to be there to help.
Very good. Yep. So the Baker Global team is there for you. So, Mike, what's going on? Hey, I got a question. I understand spring training is coming in. Any games coming up around here?
Well, I think, believe it or not, I think next week, pitchers and catchers report. And we are in a great area. Obviously, the Sunshine State, we've got the Grapefruit League, which is, I mean, we've got baseball in Tampa, we've got baseball in Clearwater, we got baseball in Dunedin, we got baseball in Lakeland, and we got baseball in Northport, which is the Braves. You got baseball in Port Charlotte, the Rays play down there. And then here in Bradenton, we've got the Pirates, and in Sarasota, we got the Orioles. So we've got baseball here. We're starting at the end of the month where we're going to be able to get out there and watch baseball games. And people, obviously, that's why people come to our area this time of year. We got great weather, and it's a fun time to be outside, short sleeve shirt, watching baseball while your friends or up north watching the snowfall still. So we do get fortunate. We've got games. The cool thing about the area is that all the practice facilities are open to the public. You can go out at Pirate City and watch them practice. You can go out to Twin Brooks Lake down in Sarasota and watch the Orioles practice. So it's you can always catch the baseball players. It's a relaxed atmosphere. You're not paying $50 to $100 a ticket. Spring training. I remember. I mean, I'm going to say old. Remember, you get into a game for $2 to $3. You can't do that quite anymore, but you can get in at a reasonable cost, and it's a more compact feeling of you're close to the players, and it's a great atmosphere. And then we get cool part about that is in our area here in Bradenton, once spring training's over, we're not done because we've got the Marauders, which is the spring training or the single A affiliate for the Pirates right here in Bradenton that play all summer long. So we've got baseball all year long here. We got north of us, they've got the Rays playing. Not sure, still haven't figured out where they're going to be playing this summer. I believe they're going to be in Tampa, but there's going to be baseball going on all this way. But it is my favorite time of the year. I'm not going to lie. I've been around on a few baseball fields over my lifetime, and it is fun to get out there and see the guys and see and I watch baseball maybe a little bit different than most. I actually watch the umpires.
Well, I will tell you, when he was 3 years old, I took him to I don't even know what the team was. I think it was the
It's the
Mets when I
Mets.
went down.
It was the Mets.
And they had won the championship the year before. And I had him with his little glove and his ball. And the guys were just coming out of the clubhouse when they were just sitting down, putting their shoes on. And he walked up to the pitcher who had won the year before, the biggest guy around. Don't ask me his name. And he
It was
walked up
Tom Seaver.
and he walked up to him and said, "Will you play ball with me?" And he said, "Well, can I put my shoes on first?" And he said, "Yeah, okay." So then afterwards, they went out, and the pitcher, this Tom Seaver, threw the ball to Mike, and Mike was throwing the ball back to him. You can do things during spring training that you just can't do during the regular season.
Well, they have put up fences now. I mean, I know I've been out at a lot of spring training. Yeah, they can't quite do it that way anymore. Yeah, as an umpire, when I did a lot of spring training games over the years, and we were out there, and there are more fences out there. They are keeping public out a little bit further away. You can't quite walk up to them as they're coming out anymore, but it is still more of a very concise, very friendly atmosphere. It's spring training. It's the beginning of the season. Everybody's 0-0. Everybody wants to win the World Series, so there's a lot of stuff. But hey, we've also got not only that, we've got up in Lakewood Ranch coming up. We've got the Under the Stars, the Outdoor Academy's got the Jazz Festival. We got coming up is the Lakewood Ranch Community Camp Out. So they're going to have an outdoor in one of the fields. They're going to have the camp out. They're going to show a big movie. So like we've talked many times, the area's got fun stuff to do. And it's good family fun. It's always exciting to get out there and do things. So
I was
it's
going
the
to
area
ask,
that we live in.
yeah. And have you ever been to a polo match? We have the
Yeah,
polo
exactly.
fields here, and you go there. It's I used to be at least $10 a car, and you go sit on the sides. You drive your car on the side of the where the field is. Pop out your lunch, and watch them play polo. And then at the midterm, you get to go in and stomp on the ground. And so it's really a fun thing to do. Kids love it, and man, they run those horses. They run them fast and short periods. I don't know how they do it. One beautiful, beautiful horses too. So it's fun day.
So I'm going to ask the one question I know you have no idea to ask you. This is the weekend. I mean, when this drops and people start listening to it, the Super Bowl will be on. So, Mom, who's your pick to win the Super Bowl?
The Eagles.
Mom's going to pick the Eagles. There we go. So you've heard it here, folks. If you want to know who's going to win, watch the episode and then don't have to watch the Super Bowl after all.
That's
Because
right.
I don't think we think the commercials are going to be as much fun.
That's right. But you can
But
watch. Yeah, the Eagles will win.
the Eagles are going to win. There we go.
That's right. Got to
Anything
get
else you want to add today, Mom?
what? No, I think I've carried it out. I want to know if you want to buy a house, come call us. Would love to show you. In fact, doing an open house tomorrow out at 14450. It's 5 acres, a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house. Come on, let's go buy this house.
The problem is they're going to hear this and it'll be yesterday. But that's
Well, that's
okay.
all right. They can still call me and go see it.
Come on out. Absolutely. Come on down. Call us, Mom or I, where we'd love to take you out. And if you're in the area and you want to sell a house, hey, we do that pretty good too. We had a pretty good week. We put a listing, we put a sign in the ground, and if we actually ended up getting phone calls before you even got home after putting the sign in the ground.
That's right.
So
That was a wonderful thing because we've been waiting 6 months between listings and selling them. And to do it before it even got in the ground is fabulous. So hopefully we'll do another one like that.
there you go. Well, thanks a lot, Mom. I will see you later. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Remember, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit the notification button. You can follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, anywhere you're going to find your podcast. Always hit the notification button so you know when the next episode drops. We're here to help you out. We are the Baker Global Team here at Remax, here in the Bradenton, Sarasota market. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Bye bye.
Have a good day.